Hill, how's your day going?
Oh, pretty good. How was your lunch?
Yeah. We're expecting something like 7 inches of snow.
Ooh, all right.
It's already started.
Make
Yeah,
sure you stay warm out there, 'cause
thank you.
don't want to have cold hands and have nothing to warm you, have
I know.
nothing to warm you up.
That's right. I try not to go outside at all if I can help it. So while we wait, you guys, I would probably ask that you go to module, or rather unit 7. Hi, Isadora. Unidad 7 about Argentina. And find the slides for 7.2 because we're going to practice with those a little bit. Hola, Isadora. How are you today? ¿Estás bien? Muy bien. Okay, so we're going to practice with that vocab, and in that, you guys check out this big old long question behind me. It's actually one big question, right? Good. Thank you, Isadora. So the question is, ¿en qué ponemos la ropa cuando viajamos? ¿En un billete o en una maleta? So first we have to figure out what the question is asking. Does anybody remember this verb poner? Poner means to put. So, ¿en qué ponemos la ropa? Does anybody recognize that word, la ropa? La ropa? Does that ring a bell to anybody? There's a clue behind me, right, you guys? What is ropa?
Where would you put your
Yeah, very
stuff
good.
items?
Yeah, your clothes, right? Your clothes. That's why I got this thing behind me here. So, in what do we put clothes cuando viajamos? What is viajar again? That's our verb
The voyage.
to voyage. Muy bien. So, ¿en qué ponemos la ropa cuando viajamos? In what do we put our clothes when we travel? En una billete o en una maleta. Now, if you don't know the vocab, that's why I ask you to open those slides in Canvas. See if you can find the answer and then just pop it in the chat. And we're going to practice with that vocab a little bit today. So, find the answer yet, Classic? So where do we put our clothes when we travel? En una billete or en una maleta? Very good, Trey. 7.2. No, cuenta's a bill. We're traveling, right? Did you find it, Hill? Did you find 7.2? Yeah, okay. Okay. That's a possibility. Anybody else? Isadora, did you find the answer? Very good. Sí, clase. So if of our choices here, because these were our choices, un billete en o una maleta, right, Hill? These were our choices. A billete, when we're traveling, is our ticket, right? To get on the plane or the train or whatever, okay? La maleta is our suitcase, right? You could have also said bolsa, the bolsa, which is just a bag, or could have been like your carry-on. You can put clothes in there too, right? But yeah, based on the image behind me would be a maleta, right? Would be a suitcase. Okay. Muy bien. So have you guys had a good day today? See? All right. Here's what the plan is for today. Yes, if you're only going for an overnight or something, right? Yeah. This is true, except they might think that you're hiding some nefarious things. Right, Trey?
Hey, to avoid that fee, the extra fee.
Yeah, yep,
They like to charge you for overweight items.
right. That's true. And they find every excuse, right, to make sure that they do charge you. Okay, so our plan today, clase, hoy es miércoles, el 12 de febrero, vamos a practicar con el vocabulario, right, y los verbos E-R-I-I-R en el pretérito, but, I may change it up today, just based on a couple of things, and I'm gonna kind of let you guys make the decision. If you want to have a say, you know, that's great. Hola, Liliana. So, first thing I want us to do, we're going to do some practices today, some listening practice. So today is going to be kind of a listening day, okay? And then I think I want to give everybody some work time. You guys have a long weekend coming up, and if we can catch up on some missing items or redo some missing things, then I want to make sure that I give you guys some time to work on those, okay? Let me send a little reminder. Did you guys forget today's weird schedule by chance? Anybody forget? You guys didn't. You were here, right?
What's on Monday? President's Day or something
Monday
like that?
is President's Day. Yep. Yep. And Friday is Teacher Day, work day.
Too sad for you all.
Every day's teacher work day, right? Yeah, we have some folks joining us. Hi, Don Travius. Well, we've kind of missed you around here, Don Travius. Hi, Serenity. Are you back in town? Yeah. Muy bien. Okay, so if you're just joining us, here's what I need everybody to do so we can kind of practice. I realize that several of you have been absent. I'm going to put it in the chat again. Okay, can y'all check out the chat, please? If you are not already there, okay. Go ahead and join us in module or unit 7. We started a new unit. Yep, and click on 7.2. I'll wait for everybody to get there, please, because we all have to be there. Otherwise, we're not going to make any progress today. Okay. 7.2 is where everybody needs to be, Serenity, and I need to see it in Go Guardian, please. That's what I'm kind of waiting for. All right, so being a listening sort of practice today. Yes, Liliana. And we'll have time to do that at the end of the hour. Okay. For now, we all need to just kind of focus on this. Okay. Again, if you just joined us, I am going to give everybody some work time at the end of the hour, or probably like the second half or third of the class. So for now, listening practice, learning this vocab, right? You guys, that's important. Okay. I'm going to put a link in the chat. And what I'm going to need you guys to do is I need you guys to be able to see this activity, and I'm going to need you guys to be able to access your vocab slides. Okay. So however you need to organize your screens. I know everybody has a different setup. Okay. All right. Click on those links in the chat, please. But again, remember that you are going to need to be able to see those vocab slides. Okay. All right. Click on that link, please. I have 5 of us. How many are we today? There's 7 of us. Hola, Kinsey. Okay, there's the link again. I need a few more folks. Need to join me in the Nearpod. Also, Kinsey, since you just logged in, we need to open our vocab slides in the module. Let me pull it up here so you can check it out real quick. Okay, Kinsey, can you see my screen? Right, you guys, the very last thing, we're in unit 7, okay? You will have work time today. So right now it's important that we all join in. So open up your slides. Make sure that you have a writing tool in your Nearpod. Okay. And I'm going to read a sentence to you guys. I'm going to read it slow. I'm going to read it multiple times. Okay. And all you have to do is take your crayon and circle the image that you hear that best represents what you think is being said in the sentence. Okay, does everybody make sense? Does that make sense to everyone? So I'm going to give you a sentence. You guys, if you're not sure, you can check out your vocab slides, right? Generical. Guys, this is kind of why it's important to try to be on time to class, because if we have to stop and start, it's not really fair to everybody. Okay. Generical, you're going to need your vocab slides pulled up in Canvas. Our unit 7 at the very bottom, 7.2. All right, so let's do a pretend one, and then Generical, you'll see a link in the chat that you need to join us in on. Okay, we're going to do a pretend one. Y'all ready for this pretend one? So I'll read the sentence. All you guys have to do is circle the sentence or the image that you think best represents what is being said. Okay. And it's based on the vocab slides. So you want to make sure you have those open. Okay. Here's our practice one. Me gusta viajar en avión. Me gusta viajar en avión. So check out your vocab slides. Decide which image best represents the sentence. Me gusta viajar en avión. So take your little crayon and circle the image that you think I'm referring to or would best represent the sentence. Me gusta viajar en avión. Okay, how are we doing? Me gusta viajar en avión. Okay, very good, you guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's one of us is not in I think it's Gynaerical. You're not in the Nearpod yet, Gynaerical. Okay, so if you circled, you guys, the traveling poster, that's probably the best one because now Isadora, hang on a second. I don't want y'all to change your answers in any way. Okay. That's probably the best one because it's viajar, right? Viajar is to travel, and we have that sign that says traveling, traveling, traveling. Okay. So that would probably be the best one. All right. So go ahead and erase. Go ahead and erase. You don't have to submit, you guys. Go ahead and erase. All right, here's your next one. Don Travius, you want to clear your screen? Liliana, you want to clear your screen? Okay, here's our next one. Miro, right? Miro, see, right? Miro. El mostrador de información. This is kind of an easy one. Miro el mostrador de información. So which one are we talking about? Circle that. Miro, right? I see, or I look at, or I watch. El mostrador de información. Sí, muy bien. Okay, so if you chose, you guys, the big board with departures and arrivals and all that goodness, right? Then you're absolutely right. El mostrador de información. Okay, all right, erase. Good listening, you guys. I'm going to talk a little faster since you're so good at it. Okay, Liliana, go ahead and erase. Don Travius. Okay. Mamá, right? Mi madre, mamá, lleva una bolsa roja. Mi mamá lleva una bolsa roja. Good, Isadora. Use your slides, right? Mi mamá lleva una bolsa roja. Una bolsa. Travius, Serenity, how about you? Una bolsa roja. Okay, muy bien, Kenzie. So if you chose the carry-on bag, the brown one, you're absolutely right. Bolsa is like a purse, like a bag, not a suitcase. Okay, so the carry-on bag. All right, muy bien. Good job, you guys. Okay, erase your screen. Let's do a couple more here. La guía turística tiene fotografías de la ciudad. La guía turística tiene fotografías de la ciudad. Clear your screen and good, Liliana. Close, Don Travius. I'll say it again. La guía turística tiene fotografías de la ciudad. Isadora, what do you think? Hill? Good, Serenity. Muy bien. Okay, let me say it one more time. Good, Trey. La guía turística tiene fotografías de la ciudad. La guía turística tiene fotografías. Yes, Serenity, absolutely. Okay, so if you circled the tourist guide or the tourist pamphlet-y looking thing, then that's correct. Okay, it has pictures of the city, right? Tiene fotografías de la ciudad. Okay, erase. You guys should have it. Click on your three dots and it'll help you to erase your circle. All right, this one's a little harder, so listen carefully. I'm also going to say it in our new past tense, in our preterite form. Okay, Liliana? Don Travius, see if you can erase. Click on your little dots. Isadora, are you ready? Okay, so this is going to have your past tense, your preterite. Okay, listen carefully. Compré recuerdos a mi familia. Compré recuerdos a mi familia. Compré recuerdos a mi familia. Very good, Isadora. Good, Hill. Good, Trey. Liliana, muy bien. Serenity. Kinsey, what do you think? Compré recuerdos a mi familia. Compré. Yes, so compré, you guys, I bought, past tense. Recuerdos, souvenirs, right? Things to help me remember my trip. So compré recuerdos, so you should have that picture bottom, far bottom right. Okay, that little souvenir or little store where you can buy stuff. Okay. All right, erase, you guys. All right, this one's a little trickier, but maybe not. Probably not. Okay, but I'll do it again. Tú necesitas facturar el equipaje antes del vuelo. Okay, I'll say it again. Tú necesitas facturar el equipaje antes del vuelo. Remember to use your slides. Very good, Liliana. Very good, Isadora. Use your slides. I'll say it again. Tú necesitas facturar el equipaje antes del vuelo. Facturar el equipaje. Very good, Kenzie. Very good, Don Travius. Good, Trey. Till, did you have one? Good, Serenity. Yeah, so facturar el equipaje, you guys, is like checking your bags. Antes del vuelo, before the flight. Okay, so if you circled the baggage check-in, you're absolutely right. Facturar el equipaje. Okay, one more. Okay, here we go. You might want to erase. Yeah, go to your three dots or whatever you need to do and erase. Okay, here we go. Tenemos un billete para el tren. 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 Good, Isadora. Good, Liliana. Anyone else? Tenemos un billete para el tren. Anyone? Anyone else? Hill, listen carefully. Tenemos un billete para el tren. Un billete. Good, Serenity. Good, Kenzie. Okay. See, un billete, clase, is a ticket for the train, right? So we tenemos, we have un billete para el tren, right? We have a ticket for the train. Okay, billete, ticket. Okay, you guys did a great job. Nicely done. Okay, muy bien. So we can go ahead and back out of, you guys, we can back out of that Nearpod lesson. You guys did a great job. Pat yourselves on the back. Okay. All right. All of this is in your unit, okay? But if you are a note-taking person, okay, then you may or may not want to write this down. So for those of you who maybe were absent last class, we looked at the past tense in regular AR verbs, okay? And so what do I mean by past tense? I mean that I need to be able to say, let me go back up here. Oh, I don't have it here. I need to be able to say, I took a picture, not I'm taking a picture, right? I took a picture, right? Tomé, or I can't think of another AR verb. Oh, él habló con su profesor, right? He spoke to his teacher. So past tense, completed actions in the past, okay? So we did those for AR verbs, okay? And if you guys can look at my Zoom screen, everybody take a peek at my Zoom background, okay? You can see up here, right, that we have it's called the preterite, our past tense endings for AR verbs. So, for example, comprar, to buy, right? We get rid of the AR and we add these endings. Tú compraste un recuerdo, right? You bought a souvenir. Tú compraste. Okay. We also did a worksheet, like a practice sheet with these. So if you've been absent, you want to make sure that you check that out. And these endings are in the module, right? And they're also in your resource library. So you have access to them if you weren't here for the AR verbs. Today, we're going to look at these ER, IR verbs. All right. And so again, if you're a note taker, you should be able to see them on my screen. One important thing to recognize, you guys, is that just like in the present tense, the ER and IR verbs have the same endings. So it's not like you have to copy it all down, right? You just need to tell yourself or remind yourself, just like we have in this chart behind my head here, what the ER, IR, that they work the same way, okay? So our endings are going to be iste, yo, imos, vieron. And again, we don't worry about the vosotros, okay? So you don't have to worry about that if you're copying or if you're taking a screenshot or whatever, okay? Okay, clase? Now, it's kind of easy to remember in the sense that ER and IR are the same. So this is comí, comiste, comió, okay? Behind me, again, we have the AR verbs, right? And so you can see that like tú is haste. Well, the tú form in here is iste, okay? We also talked about, you guys, there is no easy way to remember these. There's no easy way to remember them other than to practice them. So again, if you were not here the other day, I asked you guys if you have a sticky note or a small piece of paper that you can copy them down, right? And keep them on your desk. And that way you have them like handy. Just pop those sticky notes down and you have them handy. Okay. Okay, clase? So because there's literally no way there's no pattern here, okay? So they're hard to remember, right? The other interesting thing that we noted, just like with AR verbs, the nosotros form is the same thing. It doesn't change. Comimos, right? In the nosotros form. It's the same for present as it is with past tense. All right. Okay. Now, the other thing I want to make sure that we mention are accent marks. Okay. Accent marks in the preterite tense, yes, Don Travius. Accent marks in the present tense are absolutely required. They're absolutely required, especially for these AR verbs up here, okay? Because not only does it affect the pronunciation, but it also affects the meaning of the word, okay? So, especially in AR verbs. So, comí, not comí, right? Comí, comiste, comió. So that accent mark tells us we have to, our voice has to change at the very end of the word, comió, right? It's not comio. Okay, y'all hear that difference? Yeah, comió, okay. Comimos, comieron, if it's an IR verb, like to write, escribí, escribiste, escribió, escribimos, escribieron. That sticky note, you guys, idea, I'm telling you, if you have sticky notes or a small piece of paper you can tape to your desk or wherever you work, that's going to be a lifesaver for you. Okay? All right. Any questions? All right. So take a look at my screen. We're obviously, we don't do all of these, but you can see, you guys, we have our conjugations for ER and IR verbs. They're the same thing in this preterite past tense. Okay. So these are the singulars, right? This is yo and tú. Okay. And then these are the plurals, right? Notice there's no vosotros. Okay, thank you, Kenzie. Okay, so let's try a couple of these. We're not even going to worry about what they mean, right, you guys? We're just going to try to do some practice so that we can remember what the endings are. And then I'm going to give you guys some work time, okay? I don't know what time it is right now. Let me check my clock before I speak up too much. Yeah, that's what we'll do. Okay, so let's do number 3, Clase. Let's do number 3. Our verb is entender, which means to understand, right? So the question is, do you or did you understand the algebra exercises? It's past tense. Did you understand? Okay. So how would I fill in this blank, you guys? It's tú. So how would I fill in this blank? Can you pop it in the chat real quick? Again, it's also about practicing the spelling, right? We're using entender. We get rid of the ER, and then what ending do we tack on? Liliana? Perfect. Perfect. Anybody else? Isadora? What do I do here? Don Travius? Very good, Liliana. Don't forget your I, right? Yeah. Okay, so if you said clase entendiste, you're absolutely right. Okay, so you got rid of the ER and then you added your IST. Okay, all right, let's try a few more. Okay, let's do 4. Mis amigos y yo, and our verb is beber. So ask yourself, is it singular or plural? Mis amigos y yo, and then which form would you use? Number 4. Pop it in the chat, you guys. Remember, get rid of your ER. What does it become? Mis amigos y yo. Very good, Hill. Anyone else? Serenity? Don Travius? Liliana, what do you think? Very good, Serenity. Right. So, you know, that's just like present tense, okay? And so how do we know? We just have to know by context of the conversation that they're saying, you guys, my friends and I drank juice for breakfast, okay? We have to know by context in the larger conversation, okay? All right, let's do number 6. Número 6. Again, we're using entender. Get rid of the ER. Number 6, clase, pop it in the chat. It's easier to pop it in the chat than to have to say them out loud, right, you guys? Number 6, you guys, entender. Los estudiantes. What do we do? Very good, Liliana. Anyone else? Serenity, Don Travius, Isadora. Hill, you want to give it a try? Perfect, Serenity. Nicely done. Anyone else? Okay. So again, we get rid of the ER, you guys. Very good. And it becomes entendieron. Big old long word, right? The students didn't understand the chemistry lesson, right? Yesterday in class, the students didn't understand it. Okay. All right, muy bien. Let's do one more. Let's do ocho. No, let's not do ocho. Let's do yeah, let's try ocho. Let's try ocho. Our verb is ver. So it's a tricky one because you got to get rid of the ER, right? Okay. Don Travius. Anyone else? Pop it in the chat. Liliana. It's a tricky one. Okay, so to me, all of these are tricky, right? All of these are tricky. But look at that. V. That is the word, you guys. V, okay? Which is insane. And it's supposed to have an accent on the I, right? Yo no vi una película de Harry Potter el sábado pasado. I did not see a Harry Potter movie last week. The, that's the past tense, right? The, okay? I did not see. Okay. All right. Any questions here? We will practice. This is just, you know, the beginning of the trip, right? Muy bien. Okay. Yeah. So we're going to stop there today because I want to make sure that you guys have some work time. Okay. So let me get my screen pulled up here. Okay, Kenzie, that's what we're going to do, right? We're all going to work together. Okay. Try to get ourselves caught up and any questions answered or whatever, but let me take roll real fast so I can get that out of the way. Yep. Just trying to get my screens, set up to help you guys. Give me a second. You might want to go ahead and go to Canvas. Everybody can go to Canvas and right. Okay. All right. So let me go to students. If you go ahead and click on grades. Okay, you guys. You want to make sure that you have completed all these things. Now, there's a couple of us who did not complete the chocolate activity. You guys, when we do those kinds of things, or like this thing about the La Cultura de Argentina, it's 10 points. Those are like freebies. Those are like gifts that I'm giving you because they help us with our grade, right? They help pad our grade. Okay. And so we want to make sure that we get those done as well. And then the guided notes, when we have those guided notes, I mean, we generally do those together. We always do them together. So those are kind of freebie points as well. So you want to make sure that you do those. Okay. The guided notes on La Música Latina also had a little translation. So those were worth a few more points. So if you are missing any of these things, okay, then by all means, start with the ones that have the highest point value. Okay. Start with the ones that have the highest point value. All right. Then I would like for you to head on over to VHL. Let me get my screen up here correctly. Okay. So in VHL, you guys, in January, we had none. In February, we had these so far. Okay, one of them is a quiz. So if you can go to like assignments, maybe you have a calendar in VHL. Okay. So Kenzie, let me do one more thing and then I'll try to answer your question. So what I would like to see is everybody working on something in their GoGuardian. You need to stay in Zoom so that I can help you find your information, so that I can answer any questions. And because we have like a half an hour, right? You guys should be able to complete at least one or two things today that you're missing. Okay. You have a long weekend ahead. If you can, hang on, Hill, if you can complete your work, you have a free weekend, right? And so that's what you'll want to do. Okay. Okay, so I had a question about the Argentina assignment. Let me get over there a minute. Let me do this VHL thing first, Hill, and I'll promise I'll come back to you. Okay. Okay. All right, so decide what you need to work on, prioritize by how much points they're worth. Kinsey. All right, Kinsey, are you talking about the Que Deportes? Is that the one you're talking about?
It won't even let me go back to it anymore. I only did one attempt,
Okay,
but it won't.
okay. Let me see if I can change the setting.
Okay. If you can't, it's okay, really. Because all my other assignments will make up for it.
Yeah, but I want to make sure you can do it. Let's see. If anybody else needs me to try to reset something, you guys, please let me know, okay? Mm. Or, if there's something wonky with like the VHL assignment, let me know. Yeah. Because what happens sometimes is it'll count it wrong for the spelling, and there's really not a whole lot I can do about that. If you guys bring it to my attention. There's got to be a way for me to reset this. Okay, everyone should be working on something. I'm trying to fix this real quick. Hill, I'll answer your question. I haven't forgotten, trust me. In just a second. Good job, Don Travius. Nicely done. Okay. Oh, I figured it out, Kenzie. I figured it out. Okay. All right. I think I figured it out, Kenzie. You probably need to like refresh the screen or something like that. Okay. All right, Hill. Your question. Serenity, did you find something to work on? Okay. Let me see if I can answer your question, Hill. I got it. I see it now, Hill. So to answer your question. Okay, there you go, Hill. Check out the chat. Okay, there's also this assignment called this reading about football, about soccer rather, in the Canvas. Okay, you guys, if you can see this one. This is when we did Hugar baseball, when we did sports. Okay, if you guys can see my screen. You forgot necesitamos, yeah, okay. Yep. Okay, so I'm on Go Guardian with you guys. If you have a question or you need help on something specifically, let me know in chat. Yeah, don't forget that chocolate activity, history of chocolate. The dialogue about the sports. And the thing on our Argentina culture. We watched that video and those are like to pad your grade, help you out a little bit, okay? Okay, let's see, Kenzie. Pull it back up, Kenzie. Yes, perfect. Yep, just follow the model that they've given you in that sentence up there and you're good to go. Yep. Good job, Serenity. Nicely done. You too, Don Travius. Okay, you want to pull it back? Oh, did you already submit it, Hill? You want me to go back in and look at it? Okay. Yep, give me 1 second, Don Travius. Let me answer Hill and then I'll come right to you. Absolutely. That's it, Hill. Good job. Okay, Don Travius, let's see. You have it up on your screen? Yeah. Okay. So on that one, you need to, it's just a vocab list, right? So you need to, in the modules, access 6.4 vocab slides for Los Deportes, right? And then figure out what those words are in Spanish and you'll just type them in. Okay, so if you give me a second, I'll kind of go to Canvas and I can pull it up and show you. Okay. Let's see. Hill, let me know if you need help with that dialogue activity. Don Travius, I already forgot. Was that 6.2 or 6.3? Don Travius, 4. Oh. Okay. 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 Don Travius, can you see my Zoom screen? Yeah. Okay. So, you're gonna come up right. We're in Unit 6, right at the very bottom of Unit 6, because it was the last thing we did in Unit 6. So you have your guided notes open. Right above that, if you can see my screen, is the PowerPoint, right? The slides. Right? So you'll go in and say, okay, what is baloncesto? Well, based on the image, right? It's basketball. Basketball's on your list. You type in el baloncesto. That makes sense? Yeah, you're just putting the words in. Okay. In Spanish. Okay, that's all you're doing, right? It's about learning how to spell them, and if we write them, it helps us to remember them. Okay, so that's all you're doing for that. Yep. And then you should also see that jugar, which is the verb to play. So how do we use it? How do we say I play? Don Travius, yo juego. Tú juegas. So make sure that you fill in the Spanish. Okay. and then you can submit it. Okay. Okay, if you guys need help with that reading on the sports, let me know. The dialogue on the sports. Liliana, you doing okay? Okay. Hill, did you try that dialogue on the sports? Um. Hang on, Hill, I'm getting over there. In 7, Hill, I'm going to share my screen. Okay, in 7, can you see my screen? We had this one, Tim and Mac tomaron el tren, which was the AR verb, and the como vas that were in VHL. These little link symbols here are the VHL things. Okay. You should just be able to click on them from the module. Let me know if it doesn't work for you that way, but. And what's it called, Hill? Can you get me a title? Yep, that's great, Kinsey. Can you give me a title, Hill, so I can try to find it? Because we haven't had anything worth 100 points. Unless it's an error of some sort. Do you mean in the Canvas gradebook it says 100 points? Or in VHL it says something's worth 100 points? Oh, okay. So all that is the aggregate. It automatically, like once you guys start syncing those scores, it creates an assignment in Canvas. And it's the aggregate of all of your scores. Okay. So I just need to change it. It's not going to be out of 100. Right. That's where, like, anytime you do a VHL assignment, your score goes into that. It's an aggregate score. Does that make any sense, Hill? No, it's where all the scores go, basically. Okay. Yeah, it's where all the scores go. And like I said, it's like an automatic, like I don't put it in there, it just gets created automatically when we sync. I just have to go back and edit. So if you, Hill, if you do me a favor and you refresh your Zoom screen, and then you can kind of go back and see what it looks like. If it changed. Yes. To go back into your grade book in Canvas, right? Mhm. Serenity. While you're working on that, behind me, if you can you see my Zoom screen behind me? Yeah, here's your endings for those verbs. Can you see it? If you don't want to pull up another slide, if you can see those, they're here. So all you gotta do is take off the AR and then fill in the AR, the preterite past tense endings. Okay, but they're behind me if you want to use my background. It's up to you, whatever works easier for you. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Mhm.
I thought it was the old endings, the old AR endings. I thought it was.
Yeah, it's all preterite. It's all past tense. Past tense is what we're working on. Things that we did in the past. I ate, I taught, I spoke, I drank, I ran, I whatever. All of that. Okay, it's past tense.
Okay, thank you.
Mhm. Kenzie? Yeah. Kenzie, I don't know that I understand your question. Did I miss a question? Did I not answer your question? Or did I already answer the question? Hill, it should be the very last thing in unit 6. The Me fascina el fútbol. That's the very last thing we did on sports in unit 6. Is that what you're asking me? I hope. Did you find it? Yeah. So there should be a set of questions with it, Hill. If you want to look at my Zoom screen. Once you read this, you quick take the quiz, right? And then there's questions. Okay. Do you see that now? Okay, perfect. Let's see. I'm checking Hill. Check the chat, Hill. Okay, you guys, that's our time today, but you know, you can always reach out to me. I'll try and help you if you need help, but let's make an effort, you guys, to get caught up. You got a long weekend coming up. Wouldn't it be great to not to have anything to do, right? So try and get caught up, you guys, Thursday, Friday, whichever. Okay. All right. Any last minute questions before we sign off? Okay. Adios a todos. You guys are wonderful. I appreciate you. Thank you. Adios. Adios. Adios.